Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at NIO. NIO Power Unit increased registered capital following $1.5 billion investment. NIO Energy Investment, also known as NIO Power, and a subsidiary of the Chinese electric vehicle maker NIO, said on Monday it has increased registered capital. In May, the Shanghai headquartered EV maker announced that NIO Power Unit, which focuses on EV battery charging and swapping services, received 1.5 billion yuan. That's $207.9 million. That's an investment led by Wuhan Emerging Technology Venture Capital Fund, Phase 1. Amid the announcement, the company said the investment would be directed towards different fields, including advancing research and development, the company's charging and swapping infrastructure network, vehicle-to-grid integration, amongst others. According to the Chinese Business Registration Platform, the Wuhan Investment Technology Phase 1 Venture Capital Fund, which is affiliated with Optics Valley Industrial Investment Fund, has taken a 10% stake in NIO Power Unit, which has now increased the registered capital from 2 billion yuan to approximately 2.222 billion yuan. Following this restructuring, NIO Holding holds a 90% stake in the company, with the Wuhan Venture Capital Fund holding a remaining 10%. The EV maker announced in August that it would build a new 20,000 square feet factory in Wuhan, China, to support a faster rollout of new battery swap stations in the country. In addition to new factory, NIO will establish new headquarters in Wuhan for NIO Power Division. In late October, NIO's entity in China, NIO Holding Co., Ltd., had raised a registered capital nearly 1 billion yuan, approximately $140.4 million, taking it from 6.4 billion to 7.4 billion yuan. Now, we do have other updates for NIO also. Additionally, NIO opens the 20th battery swap station in Norway as the sales reach record high. That's fantastic. It's good to hear this news. The electric vehicle maker NIO said on Thursday it had opened the 20th battery swap station in Norway, its first market outside of China, where the company expanded in late 2021. The station, which enables drivers to swap their car battery for a nearly fully charged one within minutes. Located in Trondheim, one of the most populous municipalities in the central Norway, users can now enjoy even greater convenience and flexibility from the advanced swaps technology, making their journey more seamless and enjoyable. The new station brings NIO's total in Europe to 58 and follows a record number of new registration in Norway in October. According to EUEV, NIO registered 184 vehicles in Norway that month, surpassing its previous high of 140 units in December 2022. Before July and September, Shanghai-based EV maker registered 207 units in the world's most EV-friendly country. Of the 11,552 vehicles sold in Norway last month, 94%, which is 10,862, were fully electric. That's extraordinary. In August, Oslo Taxi selected Norway as its preferred electric vehicle supplier. As of November 1st, Oslo has prohibited internal combustion engine taxis, and the Road Traffic Information Council reported that 88% of new taxis purchased in Norway this year are electric. In its second wave of expansion, the EV maker entered Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, and Denmark in October 2022 with the ET7 and ET5 sedan. For just a representation of what this looks like for NIO, this is the NIO infrastructure that you can see within Europe. And recently, NIO has actually slowed down, if not expansion of their infrastructure. So instead of expanding to places like France, the UK, Spain, what they've actually done is that they've decided they're just going to focus on Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany. They're just going to focus on their existing markets, and they're going to continue to develop it and continue to improve it. Later down the line, they can actually go back to fully expansion within Europe. And I think this was a smart choice to make because of the current tariff situation that's going on in Europe, where there is so much uncertainty. Now, before we end this video, we want to have a look at this. An article we got from the Monty Fool. Is NIO about to shift into a higher gear? NIO has recorded 6 straight months of 20,000 plus vehicle deliveries. I've highlighted this in my previous videos, just how impressive it's been that every month for the last 5 or 6 months, NIO has been delivering over 20,000 vehicles consistently every month. That deserves a round of applause. And if they continue this in November, they continue this in December, that's a great way to end this year. The Chinese EV maker is now officially delivering the Envu L60 vehicle also. NIO will launch another sub-brand in later 2024, a likely boost to sale. So yes, they're going to launch the new NIO brand. It's codenamed Firefly. That's not the real name. It will change eventually. Once this company is unveiled, I believe early next year, either Q1 or Q2, they're going to unveil the first vehicle of this new brand. So while they gradually start delivering Envu vehicles, they will then eventually move on to delivering Firefly vehicles. So, this company will turn into a 3-brand of vehicles company. Not just NIOs, but Envu and Firefly. 3 different brands geared at 3 different markets. It's genius. Investing in the electric vehicle maker, NIO, is an intriguing option. However, government subsidies have led to rapid advancement in battery technology and bringing down costs, which is how it should be. These companies, they need the government's help to advance themselves. Europe is free to do the same thing. Germany is free to help Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Porsche. Germany is free to help their companies. Britain is free to help their companies also. France is free to help their companies. Renault, Peugeot, these companies, help these companies. Alpine, help these companies. Italy is free to help their companies. Alfa Romeo, and the list goes on. So China is helping their companies to advance in electrification. And for some reason, that's somehow a problem for Europe. I don't understand how it's a problem when this is what Europe has been preaching for a very long time. We need to become carbon neutral. We need to produce clean electric vehicles. That's what China is doing. So instead of working with China, you want to work against them? It doesn't make any sense. But what's actually going on is that they're just trying to protect their domestic market, which is understandable. But the best way to protect your market is to outcompete other brands. If you become complacent, China will continue to advance in EV technology all across the board. You might slow down their expansion into new countries, but the inevitable is the inevitable. You might take some time to catch up, but how long is that going to be? Another 5 years before other electric vehicle brands can actually compete with Chinese brands? And even then, I still don't think they'll fully be able to compete. Because these Chinese brands, they're not just doing it for profitability. There's way much more. These brands, they have a country behind them. They're doing it for the benefit of that country. That country is China. So it's completely different from other automotive brands, which for me is what's so intriguing about NIO and why I believe in the company so much. I believe, these Chinese companies like NIO, they're really unstoppable. Especially the cars are good. You can't criticize their vehicles. What are you going to say? They're too good? Yeah, that's going to be the next criticism. These cars are just too good. Well, to be honest, they're already saying that. Now, the delivery momentum. NIO has quietly put together a few months of strong delivery numbers. In fact, for 6 months, NIO has delivered over 6,000 vehicles straight. Look at that. That's what it's looking like for NIO. Early this year, in January, February, you can clearly see they weren't having the best of time. And I specifically remember telling people, listen, they're preparing to do very well throughout the last part of the year. They're starting off slow. And that's about efficiency. You have to improve your factories. You have to improve the way you do business to become more efficient. So do not be surprised if NIO numbers drop again next year, February, March, April. Do not be surprised. This is part of the strategy. It's called improving your overall company, which takes time and you'll sell less vehicles. But long term, you'll sell more vehicles because you've improved the entire efficiency of your factories. And it's just the best way to do business. Polestar, Tesla has proven that aiming for efficiency is really a wonderful thing. It pays off. So while the NIO stock right now is dead cheap, that's actually quite a compliment, because I don't give financial advice, so this is not financial advice, but I always say, if the company is good and the stock is cheap, well, I like those kind of companies, the undervalued stocks. I love that. But again, it's not financial advice, it's just my own opinion. So, I'm looking forward to hearing more things about the new brand that NIO is going to be launching soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I will see you in our next video. Peace.